outstanding documentary that was. My small, puny mind is exploding with ideas and opinions after watching that. There are three things that the Western world does not know what to do with. One is money. We really have an unhealthy approach to money. We see rampant materialism that's become very soulless. The second is fame. American Idol, everybody wants to be famous. We don't know what to do with it. We see most of our celebrities going over the precipice with it. The third is sex. All the places sex should be, it doesn't exist. Like in marriage. No married people are having sex, so thank God the married people are going to get AIDS. And I'm not just saying this is a joke. There was a recent study that came out, CNN highlighted it. 40 million married couples, 40 million married people in America are utterly abstinent. They live in platonic marriages. And on my television show, Shalom in the Home, we were amazed. About half the couples we dealt with unexpectedly really didn't have sex. So in my 2.5 minutes remaining, that's Jewish time, by the way. Meaning I got the whole night, actually. There were three ways to look at sex. Clearly in that documentary you see everything today comes in a dualistic form. There's always two opposing camps. Let's try to at least create a consensus. One way to look at sex is the purpose of sex is procreation, and that's how what the Catholic Church and evolutionary biology remarkably agree on. Well, that's wrong. We know it's wrong because we know that pregnant women love having sex, which would never happen among any other mammalian species. We know that women who are not fertile love having sex, postmenopausal women. There are many other ways to argue that the disproportionately large size of the male appendage, biologists can't explain it. It's really to facilitate face-to-face sexual relations. So sex is not only about procreation, where it is in the animal world, back to front, because all you need is the insemination of the female species. Well, if you leave the religious world and you go to the Western secular world, what you get is sex is about recreation. It's about joy. It's about pleasure. We saw a lot about that in the film. Well, that's not true either, because many studies show that when a man has sex with a woman and he doesn't call her within a few days, she usually will not remember the experience as having been pleasurable. She will feel used. So clearly, sex as recreation doesn't feel very recreational as you feel you were taken advantage of or manipulated. What we will arrive at is Genesis chapter 2, verse 24, which I think should apply to people who are religious and people who don't believe in God. And it simply says this: "Therefore shall a man leave his father and leave his mother. He shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall become one flesh." Meaning, the purpose of sex is intimacy. It's the emotion which brings forth even deeper emotions. So the real question is, can we use sex to achieve that intimacy? Not just to stay alive and not get AIDS, but can we use sex to work for us in our relationship so we actually create the love that seems so elusive, because loneliness is the greatest epidemic in the world today, even greater than AIDS.